Hello, and welcome to Thursday. Now, this evening we got up to something a little bit interesting. So, we have a little party that we're hosting on Saturday, and because of that, I wanted to make some space on the fridge. So, I spent quite a bit of time today just uh, moving stuff around. But then, one of the things that happened was I feel like this happens to every family, or maybe not every family, but at least one of the shelves in our fridge is dedicated to something like sauces or preserves or jams or whatever and what have you. And over the years, we've amassed a collection of various sauces and whatnot that we just have and don't use because you sometimes you get given or you buy a sauce or whatever or what have you, and then it just sits on the shelf because you only use it once. And why, like, you know something like, a few years ago we found that the store was selling General Tso's style sauce. I was like, oh, that sounds cool. We can use that to make General Tso's chicken. And so we used it once, and 10 years have passed, and we've never used it again. And it's sat in the fridge for that length of time. Now, I'm no stranger to having family heirloom things in the pantry or the fridge. We have this box of baking soda that is turning 16 in 2 months, which we keep around for the joke because it's funny and it's baking soda because nobody's going to use it. But we also have a bottle of cassarup, which is like cassava root but heavily spiced, whatever. It's very, very prevalent in Guyana. But it's just something that sits in the pantry it's completely sealed, but it's just, older than my brother, who is uh the bottle says expires November 2000, so we can assume that it's much older than that, maybe older than me, because those things are typically good for an extended period of time. So bottle is sealed, so it's completely fine. But then you have something like, oh yes, this is like duck sauce, who knows where this came from, teriyaki sauce, barbecue sauce, various other things that people make and just give to us and then just gets preserved and sits in the fridge. There's this thing called achar, which we have various. We have mints and mango, and some of it got thrown out. Um, it's just sauce collections are weird, and getting hot sauces as well. Just weird, just things that you amass over the years that you never really throw out. So, and like technically they're all good. I didn't see any mold in any of them, so it's just like, yeah, these are pretty fine. Like they're good. It's just they're so old and we'll never really use them. If we do, we'll just probably just go buy something instead of using something that is anywhere from a couple of years old to decades old. Like, we're not going to be using this at all. So it's just a matter of getting rid of them. So spent a good chunk of time just clearing out the fridge, making sure that uh, we have enough space and that if something is in the fridge, it's properly labeled. One thing that I've been pushing is just taking a piece of like masking tape, writing on it with a Sharpie, and writing the name of whatever sauce or whatever it is, because sometimes you don't know. And that's totally fine, but it's also a thing of, oh, if we write the date on that which we bought this or which we made this, it's much easier to keep track of how old it is and if we can use it up in some manner. And that's great, but you need to push people to do that, and making sure that that gets done is something that I did tonight. So everything is properly labeled if it's in the fridge still, and hopefully, we won't be accumulating like dozens of bottles because we threw out quite a bit, and a lot of it went down the drain, and the smells were quite interesting. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again, but we'll see. Anyway, that's what we're gonna call it here for today. So, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow, and until then, later.